can see Bruce Cassidy celebrating with his team there, and eventually the team ending up with the cup in their hands. The fans going absolutely wild across watch parties throughout the valley, and of course inside the fortress, outside the fortress at Toshiba Plaza. The players very rightfully celebrating that win. We talked about how some of the starting lineup included the original Misfits, and that has to be really special for them.
Almost poetic in a way, and I think it speaks to Bruce Cassidy. He knows the moment, he knows the perspective, especially with Riley Smith and Jonathan Marchessault being two personalities that were brought over from Florida. And so, you know, those guys have been around for the entire ride. William Carey was unfortunately left out, but he's usually the one that starts every game because the fourth line is the energy line, but they decided to go with the Misfits, honoring that legacy, and they got off to a little bit of a rocky start in that first period, but they got a couple of big saves from Aiden Hill, and from there they were able to settle in and put the pedal to the metal.
Absolutely. Pedal to the metal, they did. And talk a little bit about this tradition. Everyone wondering who the captain is going to give the cup to next, and it ended up being Riley Smith.
It was Riley Smith, and there's a lot of people that you could probably pass it off to because, you know, he's an assistant captain along with Alex Pietrangelo, but Petro was a captain of a Stanley Cup winning team himself. He beat Bruce Cassidy's Boston Bruins in 2019, and so Riley had a very interesting career, especially starting out. He bopped around on, you know, 3, 4, 5 teams to start things out, and like a lot of people on this roster, he found a home here, an extended home here, and so it makes a lot of sense considering how much he means to this team on the penalty kill. As a two-way player, he's not always the biggest scorer, especially throughout these playoffs, but he takes care of so many things defensively, especially when he's out there with William Karlsson, who's turned into one of the best shutdown two-way centers in the game.
Absolutely, yeah, and he's become so beloved in the city as one of those original Misfits. This is a live look at what that rink looks like now inside the Fortress. We've seen press conferences happening with some of the players there kind of debriefing with media. Then we also have some of the players debriefing with media on the rink. It is just mayhem out there. You can see Eichel chatting with some folks after his win, first playoff and first final win.
Pretty good first impression. Pretty good first impression. And I think a lot of people would argue that he should have won the Conn Smythe, but as I mentioned earlier, there were so many players that made massive contributions, and he's the big reason why Jonathan Marchessault was able to take home that trophy. But, you know, he's taken his game to a whole new level. He's such a responsible centerman. When you're a centerman, you have so many different responsibilities, not just to be an offensive producer, but to take care of things in front of your own net. You're kind of like the third defenseman, and so that takes a commitment to that type of game, and it's not the funnest game to play, but he showed up. He was their best player on almost a nightly basis, and probably the top 3 reasons why they're hoisting the cup here tonight.
Impressive, and it's also impressive that there are so many players that could have been in the running for an MVP for the playoffs like this. Between, you said Eichel, but your pick was Marchessault.
Aiden Hill made a great case. I mean, even William Karlsson, he really weathered them through some of the early rounds. And as I mentioned, his game is so understated. He was the guy that they stuck on Connor McDavid during that Edmonton series, and he was damn near neutralized through the back half of that series. And so he's their shutdown guy. He's their face-off guy. Him and Riley Smith are one of the best high-end penalty killers in the game. They're shorthanded goals. I mean, Mark Stone had one tonight. I mean, that to start the scoring in general is incredible. But
incredible.
A lot of really great players that have different skill sets that have merged together and grown together into champions.
Taking a look at some highlights here from some of the game. That was the first goal of the night, and you mentioned it was a little slow. All right, we're hearing that we're going to tune into a press conference happening right now. Let's listen in.